We are live. Thank you for joining me, Brittney Comp from Brittney's Web Designs. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm so honored to have you here and grateful that you agreed to talk about your experience in my program so that other people who might be in similar shoes as you might be able to take away similar value that you took away from joining and, joining from the start and being a consistent student who showed up pretty much every day, 4 days a week since I started this. And just so everyone who is listening, it's Monday, we go over marketing strategy and audience. Tuesdays, the glass ceiling shatterer framework. Wednesdays, MarTech. Fridays, LinkedIn, with like LinkedIn accountability trickled in all throughout. But Brittney's done an excellent job, been a stellar student. So could you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, Brittney? And, maybe too, a little bit about like what you were looking for before you joined the program.
Sure, yeah. So I've been in marketing my whole life, really. Even, as a little kid, I was a huge marketing nerd. And I started my LinkedIn profile in college, but didn't really do anything with it. It wasn't really like kind of a fun place to hang out. It was more just like a resume. But as I started my business, I knew that it was a good place to be. I just didn't know how to do it, like how to connect with people, really what to post. Like it just seemed different from the other platforms. So I was just like a little hesitant to get started. And then I remember when you and I met back in February this year, I attended one of your Whiskey Wednesday episodes, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is LinkedIn. Like what? LinkedIn can be fun. Like it just blew my mind. So I was like, okay, I need to like, it's time. I need to start figuring out like how this thing works and how to do it well. And then, after some time talking to you one-on-one, I appreciate your everything that you've taught me, and you've really helped me grow my confidence with posting and connecting with people. Sometimes it can be awkward to reach out to people you don't know, but yeah, I've met so many amazing people just by being part of your community. And then when you started the Taking Up Space online program, like it was an instant yes for me, like no hesitation, like, yep, I'm going to be there 4 days a week. I'll make it happen. Like I wanted to be around you more and just learn as much as I could from you. And yeah, I really love the program. I love the accountability, the other students. There's Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, just the helping me be consistent and confident in what I'm posting and making those genuine connections. And like I mentioned, I've been in marketing my whole life, but there's still so much to learn and so much to think back and remember. And I love that your program, it's not just like, all right, let's post on LinkedIn today. We do some of that, and the accountability is wonderful, but there's some real like solid foundational stuff that we learn. We went over product market fit, we go over SWOT analysis, and even things like boundary setting, like that was a big one. Acknowledging other people, that's always great. There's just so much that you've taught me, and I really
I
just
love that.
appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for sharing, Brittney. If you don't mind, can I go in and just ask you some questions about your experience? So it's
Mhm.
4 days a week, and some people are like, that's a huge commitment. What would you say to those people who want to build their personal brand, but maybe aren't willing to put in the commitment?
I would say if it's something that you want to do and you see the value in it, do it. Like it's an hour a week. We meet in the mornings. I'm sorry, an hour a day, 4 days a week. And you don't have to show up to every single one. There's people that pop in and out. I'm fortunate enough to have a schedule that allows me to be very consistent with it. But yeah, if building your personal brand is something that you want to do, the accountability and the support you have. Like I remember one time I was a little nervous about something that I wanted to post, so I was able to talk to the group and get feedback on what I wanted to post and post it with confidence later. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for your group if you can't tell.
Aw, I really appreciate that. And what about the glass ceiling shatterer framework? That's, of course, something I've put together just based on my own personal experience. And I'm curious what you think about that. And if you could share too, like, do you think it's helpful for people who are men and women at the end of the day?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the framework is it's very valuable. You know, we go over um, we go over you know, setting boundaries and asking for what you want, acknowledging other people. I think that if I had learned the glass ceiling shatter framework back when I first started out, I think I would have been a lot further along, honestly. Like you know, as women, we tend to not ask for support as much. And that was a big lesson that I learned from your framework is like, wow, like you can like ask for what you want. Like that's crazy.
Yes, we get to ask for the job we want. We get to prove ourselves. And, it took me a little while to figure that out too. But then once I realized, like, oh, the squeaky wheel really does get the grease. And if I don't ask, I'm not going to get it. And also, we have to advocate for ourselves and be leaders and advocate for others. And you do a really great job about that. And you've been just excellent in all of our icebreakers every morning. Would you mind sharing just for a minute about your experience with the interactions and the icebreakers in the morning, how we do the acknowledgments? And today I added in like something you're grateful for, but usually it's LinkedIn accountability. What's been your experience with some of the group icebreakers?
Yeah, it's been really great connecting with the other students in the program. The acknowledgements, especially, are really cool. It's a good way to like flex your own, you know, acknowledgement muscle that we can use in our personal life and our professional life on and offline. And to hear that from other people is really awesome too. You know, especially as entrepreneurs, like it's hard, you know, and there's days where you're like, why did I do this? This is torture. Um, but then you hear other people, you know, other people in the group that see you every week consistently, see how much you grow, and then they, you know, acknowledge you for that and tell you how much that you've grown. And so it makes you kind of reflect on yourself and see like, wow, like I really am, you know, doing good. Like I'm making progress. Like this is going well. So yeah, it's connecting with other students is really, really wonderful. I never really I never expected such deep connections when I started being more active on LinkedIn. That was a really important and yeah, really wonderful benefit of being on LinkedIn is like these real sincere, genuine connections that you can make with people.
It's been so fun watching you grow on LinkedIn and seeing you just like be a stellar student in setting up your content strategy to your content pillars and being clear on what you know you want to be known for and building in public and doing a multimedia style of posting because you were a marketing student. And so like once you started using Canva more, you just like blossom with like your carousels and your videos. And it's been really fun to watch you expand a lot of what you were already doing, even on Facebook, but into LinkedIn. What would you say have been some of your biggest takeaways of just becoming more active on LinkedIn?
Aside from the connections, I think it's been really cool to, well, with your help, of course, is figuring out what to say and how to say it and like kind of a creative way to do it. Like you mentioned the Canva carousels. So like there's a million different tools out there and I know how to use a bunch of different tools. But it's always nice to like know more. There like I've learned some things from you that I didn't know that you could do on Canva, and then also like how to put that on LinkedIn the right way. Because it's just a lot to learn, like all the different things that you can do, and technology is always changing. So it's nice to have somebody that's in this and really a professional at this and is able to show you little tricks and how to make cool stuff like this live stream. Like we had a class on how to do this, and yeah, it's really nice to learn all the tools and learn it in a way specific to like what you need it for, specifically for posting on LinkedIn and other platforms as well. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that.
I love that so much. And now you're like an expert. You've been running your own business now for 7 years, but on top of that, now you've become a social media marketing manager, and you're multi-channel posting, and you have scheduling, and you're even building out your content calendar and like being really intentional about the value you're sharing through your channels. So, what would be your advice to anyone else who is just sort of living day by day on social media, not really like harnessing the planning efforts that you're able to put into building a social media planning calendar and scheduling posts?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful to plan ahead. It kind of alleviates some of that stress. And, sometimes life happens and we're not in really a creative mode, or like don't really feel like sharing as much. But if you have like a schedule and a calendar and a plan, then you just follow it. Just, do it. Yeah, it has been really nice. And another thing I'll say about the social media stuff is I when I started this, I've been more on like the freelance side for a while now, and I finally feel it like with all these connections that I'm making, not just like client connection and associate connections. Like I've made connections with people that can help support my business growth. So I've had people reach out to me that want to be a part of my team. And so I have been able to go from like freelance to like CEO now, and it's just been really amazing. So I've grown my team, and I am able to offer more services and be able to be more of like a project manager and oversee the implementation of these strategies. And then with your help, I continue to learn new current trending strategies and like best practices.
Oh, I love that. And it's been fun to watch too. You really have like harnessed all the lessons and you're putting them into practice. Has it led to getting more inbound leads for your business?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I have quite a few people reaching out to me. My list has grown. I'm noticing more people are visiting my website from my LinkedIn activity. Yeah, it's been really great.
Oh, I love sharing that and hearing that. What do you think about the meditation component of my group session? Some people are like, that's a little woo-woo for me, but I believe strongly in the science of meditation, if you don't know that. And I've been doing more reading about it. And so I give the last 5 minutes of every hour session to the students to just breathe through and reflect and close their eyes on everything they just learned, and also plan for the rest of their day. Like, what's your take on that?
I mean, I personally really love it. Like, I'm not woo things don't turn me away. I really enjoy the meditations. I think it's a nice way to like wrap up the call, and you kind of go through like what we've talked about, and you can kind of visualize implementing the new things that we've learned into your life, and throughout the rest of your day. So I think it's a really great way to kind of wrap up the call and like get yourself in the right mindset to like go forth and work.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if people go to reveting.com/coaching, they'll see my different coaching packages. So the Taking Up Space program is a part of both of them. And it's 4 days a week. People don't come every day, but, some people just like private coaching and then maybe pop in once in a while. But, what would you tell people about some of the different days? So Monday, marketing strategy and audience, like what's been your biggest takeaway from a Monday session?
Um, that's been really cool for me, especially like I said, I'm a marketing nerd, so like I'm familiar with the concepts that you teach, but it's a nice reminder to of what those things are. And sometimes even though I learned about it 12 years ago in college, it's nice to I might not have actually like done it, like the SWOT analysis, for example. Like I know that's a thing, and I've known about it forever, but like I don't think I actually took the time to like do that for my business, and especially not the new aspects of my business, the retreat planning. I hadn't thought about the SWOT for that, so yeah, it's really great to know those things, and I'm sure for people that aren't familiar with marketing, like I know that everything you taught is very valuable, and it's good to think about those kinds of things.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that, Brittany. And then what about we already talked about the Glass Ceiling Shatter Framework Day on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, MarTech. And of course, if people sign up for either of my programs, they get Go High Level, essentially, is what I white label and share as an agency software, which you don't use. You already had stuff in play, and most people do. But what have you thought about the Wednesday MarTech classes, even though you weren't using the technology that I was sharing with everyone?
I love those days. We don't just talk about Go High Level, but even when we do, there's still things that you can apply to other platforms that do similar things, like the CRM, email marketing, like all that stuff's applicable and other with other software as well.
Totally.
So yeah, it's been really nice, and we talk about Canva a lot too. So it's been cool to see like all the different things that you could do there. Like I didn't know you could do GIFs. I didn't know videos were so easy to do there. Like I just I like I mentioned earlier, there's a million different tools that I learn, and you can't always go deep on every single one. So it's been nice to learn from you about how to use these tools specifically for what we need, you know.
And I am really grateful for you for taking those lessons and applying them for your business and being just a really great person to showcase for the Taking Up Space program. And I love having you in the program and continuing to have you in the VIP community. Real quick, too, I didn't mention Friday. So our Friday sessions are all about LinkedIn. What do you like about our LinkedIn sessions? And then, like, if you had to provide any feedback for growth on that, like, I'd love to hear sort of your narrative and your story and thoughts about the Friday LinkedIn sessions.
Yeah, I mean, those sessions are great too. Like I mentioned, I've been on LinkedIn for a long time, but never really like got into it. So it's cool to learn from you. You know everything about LinkedIn, and you're part of the LinkedIn creators. Is that right? So it's cool to learn about those things that people might not really know about, like the collaborative articles and just different things like that. And looking over our profiles, making sure they're always like updated, like different uh, strategies for like your banner. Uh, yeah. Um, yeah, I've learned a lot. It's been really cool. I had no idea like LinkedIn had so many capabilities, and it's nice to learn about them all, and also how to use them effectively and use them the right way. You're muted.
Absolutely. You've done a great job with that, like not going and selling in the DMs and just connecting with people and acknowledging them. Well, thank you, Brittany, for sharing this. Thank you for being a part of the program. Thank you for everyone for listening in about the program. If you're curious about it, I'd love to talk to you. Don't let the price scare you away. There's a lot of value there, and I can work with you and make it work for you as well. But yeah, we've been lucky enough to even do some private one-on-one time, Brittney, and that's been really valuable. And I appreciate all the time I've gotten to spend with you. And if you could just go give your business a plug really quick for anyone listening who might be looking for a website or might not know might need a website, what do you want to just leave everyone and let them know how they can reach out to you?
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, my company is Brittney's Website Services. I help people from all levels. I have a free video on my website that shows you how to build a website. It does have affiliate links, which is why it makes sense for it to be free. And then I have a guided DIY package where I help you build your website yourself with all the tools that I use. And then, of course, the full website builds where I'll take over the whole project. And then, like I mentioned earlier, because of LinkedIn, I've been able to go from a freelancer to CEO, so I'm able to offer these other services as well. So I'm now offering social media services, including email marketing as well. And then I'm venturing into retreat planning. So I'm in a coaching program for that. So I'm still figuring out what that's going to look like. But if you have any interest in hosting or attending retreats, like that's part of my business as well. I like to say that I like to bridge the gap between the on and offline world. So I like to build websites that, you see a website and then you go visit the brick and mortar and it feels like you've already been there. So
I love that. And you do a really great job with it. And people can definitely follow you and learn from what you're building because you do a great job of building in public as well. But I really can't thank you enough for sharing about the program and being in the program, Brittney. And everyone, make sure you go follow Brittney. Someone want to tag her in the comments just to make sure they can find her. I'll try to do some more spotlights with other great participants like Brittney. But thanks again, Brittney, for joining.
Of course, yeah, happy to support you. I hope there's more I can do for you. You've been a huge help for me.
Oh, that means the world to me. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, we should definitely do this again. But until then, I'm going to end the stream. Thanks, Brittney.
Bye, all.
Bye.